Hello YouTubers, Dylan here with a new drawing lesson. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you all how to draw Roger Rabbit from the animated classic Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's a long requested video, so get yourselves a pencil, get a nice piece of paper, let's begin. So the first thing we want to do is draw what's basically a skinny, tall oval. This is going to be his head. And remember to always draw light at first. It's like you take a circle and you're stretching it. You can think of something like a hot dog or a capsule. And then you're going to repeat a similar process, except it's going to be going across, and it's going to be like this. Just be very loose and light. And then we're going to draw what is going to be his ears. One's going to be facing downwards. It's basically like a hook with an oval. And then this ear will be pointing up, and it's a regular, like skinny to thick oval, like that. And then we need to put our center lines so that we know where the middle of his face will be. And then maybe down here, you can draw something like a soft triangle with a circle in the middle. This is going to indicate his bow tie. We're only drawing his head and his bow tie. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to throw in his nose area as we start drawing his face, since it's what typically comes first in some characters. So we draw this big kind of C shape. Then we're going to draw the bridge of his nose. And then we need to indicate the nose itself. And it's going to be this soft kind of triangular shape. Then we draw these three little dots right here. Then you're going to draw this curve right here. This is going to indicate his mouth. And then you need to draw the dimples. And then right here, you're going to draw another curve that's going to indicate the other side of his mouth. Okay, and then you can draw this little skinny oval for the highlight of his nose. And then you can shade that in lightly if you'd like. And remember to use the side of your pencil so you don't hurt your hands. And then we need to draw his eyes. His eyes are these ovals because he's turned, they have this point at the end. And we have to have that point stick out a little to indicate eyelids or eyelashes. Then you draw another eye, except it'll be a little bigger. So you got two eyes there. And then you're going to draw circles on the inside of those eyes. These are the irises. Inside those eyes, you're going to draw the pupils. And then right inside those eyes, you're going to put these little white spots. These are the highlight marks. Okay, and then right after that, we need to draw this little curve here. And these are his eyebrows. And they're going to be shaped like moons. And then draw another one here. It's going to be like that. This one, it's going to look like his head's turned, so that's why it's connected to the other side. Then right up here, you're going to draw his forehead line. And then you're going to want to draw another curve. I'm going to define the top end of his head a little. Then I'm going to draw a forehead line that goes like this. And before we get to any other details, we need to draw his mouth. So we'll start with his tooth, which is basically a square. And then we need to indicate him smiling. Which is basically this almost kind of a V at the end. So we'll draw that. And then we need to draw his tongue, which is basically these two curves. We've drawn tongues a bunch of times in these videos. And then you lightly shade in everything else. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to throw in his cheeks and we got to draw these fur patterns. We've drawn these a bunch of times. Then we gotta indicate his lower lip. And then we gotta get his other cheek. And then we gotta draw these last two patterns. And then, before we get to any other detail, we need to indicate his whiskers. It's basically 3 lines coming out of both sides. So you draw those. And then you repeat a similar process on this side. So those are the whiskers. And now, before we get to his ears, he has this piece of hair that comes out on the top. So we're just gonna start that out by drawing 3 curves that go like this. And it kind of comes at a point like this. And you gotta draw these 3 points that come out. Then you're gonna draw these 3 points back here that are small. Okay, so we got his top fur. Now we need to draw his ears. So we need to draw a line right here for the outer edge of his ear. We need to draw a point there. This is the inner edge, inside of his ear. So you'll draw that. And make sure there's a point near the middle of it. So we're gonna get that. Then you're gonna get some fur here. Just take your time with this. Okay, so we got that. Now we're gonna get the other ear. And if you remember, it's sticking down. So up here, we're gonna draw a curve. You're gonna create a fur point like this. Then you're gonna draw up here, you're gonna create You're gonna make this a U shape that connects up here. All right, then we got to get the inside of the ear. That connects here. Here's the inside of this ear. You're gonna imagine like this ear is wrapping down over and the inside's here. Now we're almost done. If you remember, he's got a bow on his neck. So we're gonna draw that. And it's kind of like Minnie Mouse's bow. You have these kind of almost heart shapes. Then we're going to draw kind of a circle here for the knot in the middle. And then we draw this curve, kind of triangle shape. Then you're going to draw the fold. And if you remember, it's got polka dots on it. So you're drawing both circles and half circles, like some here, here, corners, one full circle here, put another one here, a half circle here, and another one here. Then you draw this line for his neck. And there you have it. You have your very own picture of Roger Rabbit. I hope you all had fun. Please make sure to like, subscribe for more. I'll catch you later, and have a great day.